I don't know if you saw this, but the stat that got me, within the Democratic Party right now, 59% of Democrats who support socialism have college degrees. 40% who support socialism don't.
What an absolute train wreck. So why is it that the data being presented points more towards educated voters? Could it be that the people demanding socialism aren't exactly the blue-collar revolutionaries they claim to be? These lefties are absolutely clueless. Here we have Micro on the Bill Maher show explaining how we have a so-called worker uprising, but the numbers are telling a completely different story. Are we really looking at working class Americans or frustrated college elites drowning in debt? What an absolute joke. Take a look.
I shared your monologue from last week.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was really important because you didn't accuse anybody of anything really.
Just quoted.
You quoted.
Yeah.
So I put this up on my little page and I wrote what I wrote. And we have over 200,000 comments on this thing. You hit something that's so primal right now. And
yeah,
for me, I don't really have a dog in the big socialism hunt specifically, but I've got one in workforce. And when I look at 400,000 or 500,000 open jobs, and then I look at those 7 million able-bodied men not even looking at the jobs at all, and then I look at this whole conversation unspooling. So this thing that's being called a worker uprising, it's really not.
no,
It's not. This is happening because a lot of people with a really expensive credential are in the hole in a big way, and they're pissed. And I don't blame them, honestly. I mean, you can say what you want about it, but they took our advice. We said, borrow whatever it takes. Go follow your dream, and then go get your dream job. And that was a bunch of nonsense.
yeah, they don't want to borrow money to get a degree for a job that doesn't exist.
And I don't want to lend them money that they'll never be able to pay back
Right.
to get their credential for the job that they want.
Mike is absolutely right. Who would want to lend these people anything? Seriously, think about it. If there are hundreds of thousands of jobs sitting open while millions of able-bodied people aren't even looking for work, can we really call this a worker uprising? Or is it something else? Could this actually be frustrated college graduates sitting on expensive degrees and mountains of debt, realizing their dream job they were promised never showed up? So in return, they joined this movement to try and get the rest of us to clean up their BS. Here's a video from 7 years ago that shows exactly how these college kids were thinking.
Which would you rather have in America, socialism or capitalism?
I would say socialism.
Like, I have family in Europe. They go to college for free. Their healthcare is paid for. They don't have to worry about it at all.
I favor that over capitalism.
Okay, got it.
I also think I favor that, like, socialism over capitalism.
Socialism is more geared toward like helping the people in your, the governed.
I'd rather people have that same opportunity. There's a lot of excess in America.
The main idea of socialism being that people at the top are doing their fair share to help people at the bottom, trying to prevent disparity of income and trying to prevent excess, as you called it. So on campus, if there's a GPA disparity where there's people at the bottom with a poor GPA, would you support a policy where people at the top spread the wealth and give that GPA to people at the bottom?
Help them get a better GPA?
Yeah.
I'm all for helping. I wouldn't give let me just give you some of my points.
But it's about being fair, right? We got to help people at the bottom.
I've lost a lot of sleep, so I don't know if I will be fair.
What do you mean by sharing it? Like, literally, like, giving them a chunk of my GPA?
Yep.
Dang.
I would want to say no, straight up.
But what's the difference between earning a high GPA and not wanting to give it away, but then earning a lot of money and also not wanting to give that away?
Well, I feel like the difference is that you study for your grades, right? And grades often reflect how much time you spend studying. But
You gotta work pretty hard to become a millionaire.
I mean, I'm not denying that fact either, but for the regular working person,
Do you think there's a similarity between earning your salary and maybe not wanting to give it away to people that aren't working to earn it? And same thing with the GPA, where you earn it and you say, well, I don't necessarily want to give it to anyone who might not be working for it.
Right. I think it's just that whole sense of thinking that no one's going to work for it.
I don't think they're comparable because your GPA is not directly linked to like your quality of life. necessarily.
But you still have to earn it the same way you'd have to earn a salary, right?
Well, I don't think most rich people in this country necessarily earn it. Much of that money is inherited. Much of that money, is made from the stock market, which isn't, they're not actually working for that. They're pressing a button behind a computer for that. I mean...
Well, then there would be no point to having a GPA, because then if everyone has the same, then there's no metric, right?
But it's all about fairness, right?
Well, is it fair? I look at it this way, right? Is it fair for everyone to have the same outcome or to have the same opportunity, right? For me, having the same opportunity is what is fair, right? Not the same outcome, right? Because if I work harder than you and I get a better result, then it is only fair that I get a better grade or I get a better opportunity than you, right?
That's completely different.
How is it different?
Because I'm studying all day for my grade.
But isn't it about helping the less fortunate?
Basically profiting off of my work for you. So who's really the bad guy here?
Absolutely disgusting. And these are the ones who now push this socialist movement. Look, these people made their choice. They took out the loans. They signed the paperwork. They were told to get a degree, chase the dream, and everything would magically work out. And now, buyer's remorse. Seriously, how is that our problem? If you borrow tens of thousands of dollars for a degree that doesn't lead to your career you wanted, why should some working Americans who never went to college have to clean up your mess? What a freaking joke. You made the investment. You took the risk. You got the degree. And now you want everyone else to pay the bill? No, that's not how responsibility works, ladies and gentlemen. Look, there are plumbers, electricians, mechanics, truck drivers, and small business owners working their asses off without demanding that taxpayers erase their bad financial decisions. So why, and I mean why, should they be punished for somebody else's choice? That's the part these people never want to talk about. They want the benefits of personal responsibility when things go well, and socialism when things go wrong. What a freaking joke. How ridiculous is it? Look, why is it that these self-proclaimed socialists think they know exactly how to run the country when they haven't built a damn thing? Seriously, have you ever met a payroll? Have you ever started a business? Have you ever risked your own money to create something people actually want? Because it's pretty easy to sit in a college classroom and explain how everyone else should run the economy. It's a whole different story when you're the one responsible for making it work. What a damn joke. These people want more government, more regulations, more taxes, more control, but somehow the people actually creating jobs are the problem? Give me a damn break. There's a massive difference between criticizing capitalism and actually producing something. You can talk about workers all day long, but eventually somebody has to build the damn house, make the product, open a business, meet the payroll, take the risk. That's how the real world works. And maybe before these people start lecturing everyone else about economics, they should actually experience it for themselves. Point blank, period. Look, this is where things really started going off the rails. The minute the government got heavily involved in backing student loans, what happened? College got more expensive and more expensive and more expensive. Seriously, if students can keep borrowing more money, what's stopping colleges from continuing to raise tuitions? That's the problem. The government keeps guaranteeing the money. Students keep borrowing it, and college keeps collecting it. And somehow, we're shocked that the price keeps going up. What a freaking joke. Where was the accountability? Who was asking whether the degree actually led to a good paying job? Who was asking whether a student was borrowing $50,000, $100,000, or more for a degree that might not pay enough to cover the debt? Apparently, nobody wanted to ask those questions. They just kept pushing the same message. Go to college, borrow the money, get the degree. Everything will work out. Well, guess what? For a lot of people, it didn't. And now we're supposed to pretend the system had nothing to do with it? Come on. That's not how incentives work. When the government guarantees the money, somebody eventually pays the bill. And surprise, surprise, they're coming after us, the taxpayers. What a freaking joke. But hey, maybe we do owe the little shitheads a break. Let me know in the comments below, and I'll catch you in the next one.